Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is a good day. The New England Patriots, your New England Patriots, my New England Patriots, Bill Belichick's New England Patriots are 3-0. Who'da thunk it? Who'da thunk it? Not only that, but 3-0 with a game and a half of that by a rookie Jacoby Brissett. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh, what a day. Man, if people weren't raving about Bill Belichick already as a great coach, I'm going through my news feed, right? And all I see is just like Bill Belichick. And I'm not talking about my Homer New England Patriots people that I went to school with. They're obviously raving, but I'm talking about the national people, the national media. Colin Cowherd, who was already a New England guy, but like all of these people are just, they're Bill Belichick, best coach of all time. Bill Belichick, the best coach of all time. And when you think about that, yeah, I mean, the numbers back it up. Everything backs it up. It makes sense. But look at what he's done. Without Tom Brady, arguably the best quarterback of all time, week one, went into Arizona. Masterful game plan. And that's not all him. That's McDaniels as well, no doubt. Masterful game plan. And then they go into week two against the Dolphins. Before Jacoby Brissett came in the game. Obviously, you don't game plan for that. Masterful game plan. I know it's only the Dolphins, but the Dolphins had just almost beat the Seahawks the week before. And they absolutely toyed with the Dolphins. Jimmy Garoppolo looked like a Hall of Famer that game. LeGarrette Blount looked like a freaking AP reincarnated. Not that he's dead, but he's out in that game. And then this game, what happens? You have Jacoby Brissett starting quarterback. And whoa, dude, I'm a big college football fan, guys. I love college football. And if you know me, you know that. I'm huge into college football. And I'm an enormous Ohio State fan. Which means I'm an enormous Urban Meyer fan. Which means I know a little bit about Tim Tebow's offense. And I know a little bit about the Braxton Miller and the J.T. Barrett and the Cardale Jones offense. The option. The college world is the option. The Patriots, I don't know if you guys caught it, but the Patriots ran a triple option last night. That is the most that's like the Navy offense, the Naval Academy offense. They ran a triple option. It's brilliant. The Patriots have been a throwing, pocket passing offense with one quarterback. Not same game plan, but you pretty much know what you're going to do every week, okay, as the Patriots and as Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels. And then you get this Jimmy G. You got to change it up a little bit. He's a little different. He can move. They use his legs. And I'm not necessarily saying in the run game, but in maneuvering in the pocket brilliantly. And then Jacoby Brissett comes in, and they masterfully game planned last night. You look at the amount of run plays there were. LeGarrette Blount is on fire right now. Everybody in this world knew LeGarrette Blount was running the ball last night. Before the game, they knew LeGarrette Blount is going to get a workload again. Vince Wilfork, J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, and all of those big guns in the front seven of that team knew, look, LeGarrette Blount is coming. This offensive line is not 100%. Let's feast. Make the kid throw. Make Jacoby Brissett throw 30 times a game. Then they win the game. That's all they had to do. Stop LeGarrette Blount. And I know you're like, well, LeGarrette Blount is so good right now. That's not easy to do, obviously. But in the scheme of things, you look at over his career, stopping LeGarrette Blount's not the hardest thing to do. So, what happens? LeGarrette Blount runs all over everybody last night. Jacoby Brissett feels like he only had to throw the ball 5 times. And the Patriots win 27-0. Oh, gosh, guys, I don't get it. It just seems like you throw anything at Bill Belichick, and he'll do it. He wants this, look, don't give me a chance to win this game because I'm going to win it, and I'm going to win it convincingly, and I'm going to make you look at yourself and say, why did I question Bill Belichick? That's what he loves. He loves these opportunities. No offense to Tom Brady, but without Tom Brady, just so he can show, hey guys, look, I'm not just a Tom Brady guy, I'm not riding his coattails. I'm Bill Belichick. I'm the best ever. Like, I am your OG. Like, treat me as such. And boy, does he do it. And I don't get it. We look at a touchdown run that Not the LeGarrette Blount touchdown run, but in the first half, the Jacoby Brissett, just a little bootleg. It was just a little bootleg. They stacked up the left side of the field. I think they just had one tight end or it was one wide receiver on the right side of the field. And at first I thought, okay, Jacoby Brissett totally looked at that side of the field, the right side of the field, and saw there was not a single person over there. And I said, that wasn't even part of the game plan. He just took it and ran. But then I'm like, okay, no, because he faked a handoff to LeGarrette Blount to the left side. Everyone's blocking to the left side, and he just wheels out to the right. Nobody there. And Romeo Crennel, I have a lot of respect for him. He's the defensive coordinator of the Houston Texans. But that can't happen. That is truly embarrassing. Getting out-coached, it happens. Everyone gets out-coached, especially when Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels, that duo is on the other side. That happens. That really, it does. And not even just those two, but just being out-coached happens. You can't win them all. But that is embarrassing. That's like, what am I trying to think? Being stepped over by someone who just crossed you up. That's like, dunking on somebody. It's ridiculously sad to see that happen. That should never happen. And it was just pitiful. And then the great finish by Jacoby Brissett on the goal line to get in and score. But everybody in the world knew what the Pats were going to do, guys, and the Pats still did it. And I was so surprised by that, as I've been saying. Like, wow, how are you going to let LeGarrette Blount do that? You knew it was coming. And then I realized, well, the Patriots have Tom Brady, and they run the same offense every year. Some games, remember Jonas Gray? He had that game against the Colts. Everybody thought that was going to be a 40-39 shootout, but they're like, no, we're going to put two tight ends out there, and one of those tight ends is going to be an extra lineman, and we're just going to run the ball 50 times. They do that, obviously, every once in a while. But when you look at it, over the last 15 years, everybody knows what's coming with the Patriots. Everyone knows. You know what's going to happen, but no one has been able to stop it. So why am I surprised now? Maybe it's because it's not Tom Brady that they can't stop. It's LeGarrette Blount. That might be it. But really, I shouldn't be surprised. It's just the fact that this Patriots team is better coached than these other teams. They're more disciplined, and that's really what it came down to last night. Defensive, I haven't even gotten into the defense yet. Goodness, the defense, I'm going to be honest right now. I don't like to be wrong. I don't. I don't like to even be mentioned in the same sentence as wrong. But I was wrong here. And I'm even going to backtrack and say I wasn't necessarily wrong because I hate to say wrong. But I really wasn't necessarily wrong because I didn't say that the Patriots secondary wasn't good. I just said they weren't top 3. And the reason I said that, the only reason that even came up was because there was a reporter, or not a reporter, somebody wrote an article on Bleacher Report and said the Patriots have a top 3 secondary. And I looked at that and I said, no, they don't. They just don't. Like, they're not that good. And that might have been the bad taste left in my mouth after not being able to stop Larry Fitzgerald and not being able to stop any of the wide receivers on the Dolphins. But I look at Larry Fitzgerald as Larry Fitzgerald. That you're going to get beat by a superstar. Okay, that's going to happen eventually. So I'm kind of, I look at that and I say, all right, like, I guess I get it. I was more worried week 1 with how we couldn't stop David Johnson. Then week 2 came, and if you look in the first half before, Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt, and all the momentum was with the Patriots. First home game, that Dolphins offense couldn't do a thing. Not a single thing. So, but then when Jimmy G got hurt, the defense kind of, I think it shell-shocked everybody. And that's when you saw the defense really start to slide and not perform as well. They had all the momentum, and then, wow, like, Jimmy G's hurt. Like, our quarterback's hurt. What are we going to do? So I don't really blame last week's performance on the Patriots secondary, or I don't blame their performance on them. I blame it on the momentum shift and losing a quarterback. Although they are professionals, they should be able to handle that. And then this week comes, and they're like, wow, we're playing this great defense on a primetime game, and we have Jacoby Brissett, someone who's never started a game before, and he's playing. And what do? Against DeAndre Hopkins and a young up-and-coming young up-and-coming good player in Will Fuller? What do? They just shut them down. The first 2 passes of the game, I believe, something like that, were to DeAndre Hopkins. And they were perfect throws by Brock Osweiler, probably only 2 perfect throws we saw all night by him. But perfect throws, great catches, decent coverage by Logan Ryan. So I was like, oh yeah, this is the Logan Ryan I know, and I'm gonna apologize to Logan Ryan in a couple seconds, and in a few minutes, because I owe him a public apology as a Patriots fan, as an NFL fan, and someone who I believe, and me personally, I believe I'm more of an analyst. I'm going to apologize to him, but that defense last night looked for real, and when everyone says the Patriots secondary is top 3, or when somebody says that, I say, okay, Patrick Chung, he's improved in the pass game so much. He's not just that hard-hitting, run-stopping safety. I look at Devin McCourty, okay, he's improved as a safety. Year by year, he's improved as a safety. He's like that center fielder, safety. He's not necessarily a ball hawk, but he plays that center field role, and sometimes he comes in and covers one-on-one. Very versatile, great safety, one of probably the top 5, free safety in the game. Malcolm Butler, one of the best, probably top 10 corner, top 8 corner in the NFL, maybe in top 5 or top 3, really, if you want to look at it. It could be. And then I look at Logan Ryan, I'm like, okay, Logan Ryan's not that good. He's not. He is what's keeping us from being that team, that top 3 safe, that top 3 secondary. And that's not me saying he sucks, because look, yeah, I know he led the league in picks last year, and he's led the league, the team in picks last year. And he's pretty close to the year before that, and the year before that. But I look at him and I say he just takes advantage of opportunities. These picks come to him, really. And if you watch them, usually they do. And I watch him in coverage, and I don't think he's that good. He doesn't play aggressively. He doesn't have an attitude to him. I'm not saying you have to have attitude, but I don't see the physicality. And he's the guy that's covering these number 1 wide receivers a lot of the time. Not every time, but a lot of the time. And last night, he was strapped. He was strapped to DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the best wide receiver in NFL, probably top 5. So I owe him a public apology, because I've had this tainted memory of him, or image of him in my head from a few years ago, I guess, where I see, okay, up and coming, he's a rookie. And I was like, damn, this guy's good. And then he gets beat. Like, you look at him against the Broncos last year, he still gets beat. He's not as good as a lot of people think he is, but he's not the average player that I thought he was. He's better than average. And that's enough to put the Patriots secondary in the top 3. He's not as good as a lot of people believe, and he's not as bad. He's not as basic and mediocre and average as I thought. He's an above-average corner who can guard a number 1 if you make him. He's not going to shut down a number 1 most of the time. Like, you look at Larry Fitzgerald, got a hold of him, but last night he won that battle against DeAndre Hopkins, no doubt. So I owe an apology to him and that defense. They had a perfect performance when it comes to, obviously they pitched a shutout, guys. But the defensive front, I didn't see many sacks. And you heard the announcer. They had their first sack, and that last night was their first sack in the last 6 quarters. So they did get a lot better last night than they were against the Dolphins. No doubt they couldn't touch Tannehill against the Dolphins, and I blame that a lot on the momentum shift of Jimmy Garoppolo being hurt, like I said. But we got to the quarterback a few times last night, so that was good. I was happy. I was like, okay, so we're developing it. Jabal Sheard got in, and when he got that first sack, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good game. Like, instantly, I just had that feeling. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good game. Like, this is gonna be a real good game. They almost strip sacked Osweiler on like the 2-yard line. So much improvement there. Jamie Collins is just making his case for a top, the best linebacker in football. Obviously, he's not better than Luke Kuechly. I don't believe, but he's number 2. I honestly believe he's the second best linebacker in football, just because of his versatility. And the only player that's more versatile than him as a linebacker is Luke Kuechly. And I understand I'm putting this out there. Von Miller is a linebacker, but I don't put him in the linebacker category. I put him in the pass rusher category. Like, when I say best pass rusher, I'm talking about Von Miller. So don't think I'm leaving on Von Miller. But yeah, guys, this team is just this performance is great. Gronk didn't even play really. What did he get, like 10 snaps? It was just an all-around great performance from the team. I'm happy, looking forward to the next game. Play the Bills. And if Jimmy G can't go, I seriously, and I'm 100% serious, look back at what I said a little bit ago. I truly believe Bill Belichick loves the opportunity to do what no one thinks he can do. He loves to be doubted, and he loves to prove people wrong. So I'm serious. If Jimmy G can't play and Jacoby Brissett can't play, they're going to sign a quarterback, some TJ Yates or whatever type of quarterback, and that's cool. Maybe even Matt Castle. That's cool. But that guy's not going to start. I truly believe if neither Brissett or Jimmy G can go, Julian Edelman's your starting quarterback. I 100% believe that. Because if he wins a game against the Buffalo Bills, a rival against Rex Ryan, the defensive mastermind that everybody calls him, with Julian Edelman as your quarterback, that actually, like, a regular season game you didn't think could cement yourself as the best coach ever, but that seriously could. That's more than a regular season game. You're taking a wrong position player and putting him at quarterback. Oh, he played quarterback at Kent State. My point exactly. He played quarterback at Kent State. So I would love it. I'd love to see it. And if we lose, we're 3-1, giving the ball back to Tom Brady. Praise the Lord. Everybody, there's so much to be happy about. This defense last night looked like a top 3 defense. Their secondary looked like a top 3 secondary. Their offense, their run game was great. Let's just put it that way. Their game plan was masterful. Again, credit to everyone that's working behind the scenes for that team. They are doing it right now, and this team is special. Have a great day, everybody.